there is the stock today, giving up a little bit of altitude, but up almost 80% in the past year. Who says the insurance business is dull? Let's get more from a guy who doesn't find it boring at all, Rowan Saunders, CEO of Definity. Thanks very much for joining us.
Pleasure. Great to be here.
So investors love this deal. You're spending $3 billion. You're also doing a stock issue to help pay for it.
Yes. No, absolutely. We were delighted about this. We were great to come to an agreement with Travelers to buy their Canadian business. And this is really an excellent deal for our organization and thus our shareholders. It is a perfect strategic fit and quite financially compelling. So one of the things that our ambition was to become a top 5 player in Canada. We demutualized just about 3.5 years ago when we went public. We've been growing the business organically at about twice the rate of the industry. And so now this transaction really moves us to the number 4 spot. And we're delighted to have the Travelers team joining us soon.
You'll be number 4 in P&C insurance.
Correct. Yes.
With about 7% of the market?
Yeah, about 7% of the market. Our revenue is about $4.5 billion today. We acquire $1.6 billion of premiums revenue from Travelers, and so that'll get us to just over $6 billion, which is roughly 7% of the Canadian P&C industry.
I'm always curious with the insurance business. I'm not sure if you can give us a rough idea. How much of your profit would come from actual underwriting profit, paying out less in claims than you took in? And how much would you earn of your profit from your investment portfolio? Yeah,
it really varies quite a lot by the sector, the profitability, and there's quite a difference in performance between top quartile and bottom quartile. In our case, it's pretty close to 50-50. Wow. About 50% of our profits come from the underwriting contribution. The core measure there is the combined operating ratio. Ours is a little under 95%, meaning we make about 5% or more of revenues in underwriting profits. And then we have a substantial investment portfolio. And then the other thing in our company, we also are vertically integrated. So we have a top 10 broker platform, and we get a couple more points of our operating ROE from that earnings as well.
So these brokers, are they tied to you, or how does that work?
They're independent brokers. It's one of the top 10 in Canada. We've deployed close to $1 billion in the last 3 years to invest and build that channel. So it creates us a nice diversified earnings stream, as well as a great access to strong profit pools.
Nobody likes paying insurance. This is what they call a hard market these days. And it goes in cycles, I think. Sometimes insurers chase market share, they bring down premiums. But lately, anyway, we've seen premiums pretty strong going up. Yeah, the market, it's an attractive market environment for us. And so I think we're very happy at this stage of the cycle deploying our capital. And again, you've seen that both inorganically as we've made this acquisition. But essentially, if you think about our revenue growth over the last couple of years, we've been growing about double digit. That's twice the rate of the market. About 50% of that is price changes that we've been putting our product prices up, reflecting loss cost trends in the industry. That's pretty consistent, as you said, in this firm market cycle, reflecting the inflationary period that we've just come out of. And the other 50% is market share gains. How much of your business would be auto, roughly? It's about 40% of our business is automobile. And then the rest? Would be personal property and commercial lines. Commercial lines. And in auto insurance, I mean, the cost of car repairs going up. Presumably that's a factor for you. It has been. And particularly coming out of the pandemic, I mean, there was really dislocation in the supply chains, quite a bit of inflation, and that's what's really driven automobile prices up. And in fact, when you think back to this Travelers acquisition that we're making, they too are multi-product lines. We get about $1 billion of personal insurance. Some of that is automobile, and $600 million of commercial. It's one of the features that attracted us. Their business mix is quite favorable in the fact what we're trying to do is balance our portfolio. So as we grow auto, we'd like to grow personal property and commercial lines at actually a faster place. And there's about $600 million of commercial business, including quite a bit of specialty commercial, which is really attractive to us. Difficult to build that line of segment, acquire and develop the skilled underwriters to trade in those segments. So that's part of the attraction of the Travelers acquisition to ourselves. These are for specialized vehicles? No, this is more for commercial insurance. So this would be providing coverage for lines of business like errors and omissions, directors and officers, big complex industrial factors, ocean marine insurance, cyber insurance. Cyber, is that I presume that's a growing business.
It really is a growing business, and you need, of course, to be an expert and to understand the risk associated with that.
That's interesting. So if my organization comes to you to buy cyber insurance, I guess against ransomware and hacking,
Yes, yeah.
do you come in and audit my IT systems to see if I'm being sloppy?
There is, yes, that's part of the underwriting process. And then there's another feature which actually would help you if you are unfortunate and you had a cyber incident, in terms of how to help protect the customer data and how to rebuild the lost data, including potential ransom.
Just back to
Yep.
well, that's interesting. Yeah. So the ransom requests often in cryptocurrency. Yeah.
True.
Any thoughts on that? Have you looked into the crypto market much?
We don't participate in it
No.
as an underwriter, but that is exactly part of how that product gets fulfilled.
Give us just back to auto insurance. The Alberta market has been tough for auto insurers. Yes. Are you still in that market?
We're in the market. You know, we had a couple brands in the market. We have our digital direct insurance company called Sonnet, and our economical, much more mature broker intermediated brand. It's a tougher market for sure because of the government intervention that was put in place, some price caps. But the broker business, economical brand, still operates in the marketplace.
Right. And across the country, auto insurance, it's a profitable business right now? Obviously, people hate it when their auto premiums go up.
It's marginally profitable. And I think, you know, when you look at the industry tends to run at about a break even on the underwriting side and rely on investment income. Our company does a bit better than that. And I think what's really important there is, again, size and scale. You need to have modern technology systems. You've got to have vast amounts of data to help with your pricing and segmentation. And then you've also got to have influence in the claim system, so that when people do have a claim, you have influence in the ability to get their car repaired quickly, to get their basement flood repaired as fast as you can and fully. And so that goes back to why we think scale is important in our industry.
Rowan, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
Rowan Saunders, CEO of Definity Financial, coming up.